Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back! Of course I'm back, I'm not going anywhere. Boost! Peekaboo, I see you, because I'm YouTube famous now. Available in 2021, the album. Which album? This album. Dad. AF. Reunited and it feels so good. Boost! Boost! A little dedication song to Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson. Yes, you heard it here, and I'm sure you've heard it everywhere else as well. That Jeffree Star tweeted out yesterday that he and Shane Dawson are going to be in a video that is coming out on Friday. The comeback video of Shane Dawson, I would never have put that on my guesses of 100 guesses in a million years, that his return to YouTube. Well, I mean, if you want to call that a return to YouTube, he's already been in Ryland's videos and The Sip and things like that. But his return to video, as a lot of people are actually calling it underneath his Twitter and my Twitter and other Twitter feeds, I don't know that this is necessarily the comeback move that I would have suggested to Shane Dawson, but we're going to see how it turns out on Friday when the video comes out. But I want to get into that and talk about that in just a second. There's something else I want to talk about with Shane Dawson, and then Jeffree Star. He's being very active on social media, and so I'm wondering what's going on. Like, I'm wondering if, you know, Jeffree Star is going back to the old days of stirring up drama to push his releases. If you watch the Harry Jowsey podcast, he said in there something about, Harry Jowsey asked him something about like back in the day or whatever, and he said, I mean, there's not really any drama anymore, but back in the day there was, something like that. And it made me realize that Jeffree Star has been and always probably will be under the assumption that drama pushes sales. So I'm wondering, okay, like, is something coming out again? I mean, he just released the Pricked Palette and all that kind of stuff. Like, is something coming out again that he's going to do some big release or something like that? You know, he does the Halloween mystery boxes usually every year. And so I'm like, okay, what's coming around the corner that he is pushing drama? Because he's being very active on social media, especially Twitter, and he's kind of like stirring up a lot of Twitter stuff. Plus, I have to say, and I know you guys are like, really, Peter, like, big deal, whatever. It is interesting to me that he unblocked me, and I'm aware that he unblocked several other people as well. But I do have to tell you that in my video that I did the other day, right after I said that in a video about him blocking people, I got like 3 tweets from people saying I got blocked today and I don't even know why. I wonder if Jeffree Star just goes in and blocks people just to confuse them, you know? But anyway, before I get into that, I want to give a very happy birthday shout out to Suzanne, whose daughter reached out to me and said that her mom's birthday is on October 1st, and that Suzanne and her daughter watch my videos every morning while drinking coffee, which I think is super, super cool. So Suzanne, happiest of birthdays to you. I hope you have the most amazing birthday in the entire world on Friday. And for your birthday, you get a Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star video. Happy birthday, Lena! I have to at least once in every video, if not just to upset the person that left that comment. But anyway, so Jeffree Star put out this tweet, and then he put another tweet out today, and I'm like, okay, Jeffree. And I have to tell you what's interesting about this latest tweet that he put out today is that even Jeffree Star's, like, super fans are kind of like, okay. And I talk about this a lot in my videos, how it's very cringe, and I don't think that Jeffree Star sees it as cringe, but it did validate for me today that his fans see it as cringe as well. But first, I do want to talk about this. Hold on a second. Did I already put my lip gloss on? Where's my lip gloss? My lip gloss brand, hold on. Somebody commented, I put this tweet up of Jeffree Star's yesterday, and then people underneath there were talking about how Jeffree Star had made fun of Kat Von D for being sold in TJ Maxx, and they were like, oh, you know, he was like, I would never, I can't relate, and all this kind of stuff. And somebody commented underneath there, do I have the comment? Hold on, I think I saved it. I want to give a special shout out to Allie, who said, my TJ Maxx brings all the yaks to the yard. And yakety yak and don't talk back. That was my favorite Twitter comment that I got yesterday. I think I already did, because now I feel like I've got too much of that on there. Anyway, I mean, you can never have too much lunar beauty, right? All right, so somebody yesterday sent me 4 Celine lip glosses. I was like, oh my God, this is the nicest thing in the entire world. There was no card or anything inside of it. Okay, so before I get into that, I do want to say that Shane Dawson who I make fun of his 3 o'clock in the morning sales and all that kind of stuff. He has influenced me to want to buy something. So let me show you right here. On his Instagram story, he put on here, I got him a purse and I instantly regret it. And it is this Marc Jacobs tote bag. Have you guys seen these, the tote bags? And I thought it was like an UGG bag when I first saw it. And I was like, because y'all know I love a good messenger bag or a fanny pack, okay? And when I saw this bag, I was like, oh, I want this bag. Like, I have to get this bag. And when I got up close to it and I looked, it was like, oh, it's the tote bag from Marc Jacobs. And I went and looked and I was like, yep, ordering one of these today, gotta have it. So I have to admit, Shane Dawson has influenced me to purchase something. Okay, so let's get into this tweet that Jeffree Star put out today, and then we will get to the tweet about he and Shane Dawson and the comeback of he and Shane Dawson and how they're going to address this Nordstrom makeup, okay? So if you go on here, Jeffree Star he's putting all of this, I mean, he's being very, very active. Like yesterday, I addressed this one where he said, should I reload the video I deleted last week? Sorry for everyone who missed it. Sometimes people can be so mean to you. You just don't want to deal with it. And I don't believe that there's peaches in her. I do not believe that he has re-uploaded this video. I think somebody would have sent me something about it. No, he hasn't re-uploaded the video. And the next video is the Friday video. So does he assume that people are just going to forget about that video? You know, and I will say this, if the case is that his reputation and his actions have affected Lipstick Nick, then I think it will be interesting going forward if we ever see any pictures of them together or collaborations together with them again or videos of them together. I mean, will Jeffree Star be so concerned going forward if that's really the case of what happened? I'm not convinced that that's why he took down the video. I think the video, somebody said something about the Nordstrom thing. I think that's what started spurning all of this. I think this all goes back to Jeffree Star, like I showed in his Instagram story yesterday, from 2 weeks ago where he said he was going to do the video about Nordstrom next week. I don't think he planned to do this with. I think this is a video that he was like, I got to figure out what I'm going to do with all this, whatever. Okay, so Jeffree Star, he tweeted that out yesterday. Then he put up this thing about his velour lip scrubs. Then he said, I miss you guys so much. I miss traveling and doing makeup classes, events, meet and greets. Time to start making some plans for the end of 2022. Then he put up the thing we're going to talk about with Shane Dawson in just a second. And then this is interesting because this was something that he joked about in his Harry Jowsey podcast. But I'm almost kind of wondering now, like, and I know people, when I say this, people are going to say, he doesn't need the money, he doesn't need this, he doesn't that. Okay, it's either completely 100% a joke, which it probably is, but I'm like, why would you feed it out in a podcast, and then you would also feed it out on Twitter as well? Are you trying to kind of gauge the reception of, and if this is the case, I'm like, what really is going on here financially with Jeffree Star? Because, I mean, so anyway, this is the tweet that he put out. Jeffree Star put this tweet out and said, I've been doing makeup tutorials and reviews for years now. I think it's time to do some tutorials on how to suck D too. OnlyFans call me, okay? And it was interesting because he said on the podcast something about OnlyFans calling him too, or reach out to me or something. And I thought, well, Jeffree, that's not really how it works. You start your own OnlyFans, you know? Like, I mean, he knows that. Let's not act like he doesn't know that, right? But I think that he's like, oh, I'm so explosive that, family friendly, I would make so much money for OnlyFans that of course they will reach out to me. Trust, we will hear in the next 2 weeks or something, Jeffree Star will say that OnlyFans reached out to him, but he declined. It was all just a joke. Because there's always got to be kind of this attention to that sexy life of Jeffree Star, which in all, to me, I could care less, okay? I mean, even if I was the biggest Jeffree Star fan in the entire world, that to me is cringe. Like, I don't need to know about that part of Jeffree Star's life where he's always talking about who's in his DMs and whatever. And first of all, I'll tell you this, the person that talks about it the most is the person that's getting it the least. And that's the truth, okay? I mean, by 49, if I haven't learned something, I've learned that, all right? The girlfriend that's sitting there telling you she's getting it 5 times a week, she ain't getting it never, okay? And that's just the truth, okay? And I know there's half of you out there right now nodding your heads. So Jeffree Star talking about how he's getting it all this, he ain't getting it at all. No, not at all, okay? I mean, the most boring OnlyFans in the world. But let's hear what his fans have to say about this. Well, the first comment right out of the gate, someone says, I didn't get to see the Lipstick Nick video. I was so sad. I was in the store for my mom. Okay, it goes on. And this person says, I watched it. I'm so confused why it was taken down. I don't remember tea being spilled or anything. Just them doing makeup, talking like normal. I hope he reposts it. Someone in reference to the OnlyFans said, please don't. You don't need OnlyFans money. And someone said, neither did Bella Thorne, yet she did it also. Okay, and then Riley Reid, and she did it. And someone said, and didn't she do the biggest ripoff ever? Yep. Someone said, does OnlyFans really have to call you? Like, do you not know how to make your own profile? No, that's not what it is about. It's about he wants to bring attention to, he thinks that everybody in the world is so interested in his sexy life, okay, that OnlyFans would be like begging at his door to reach out to Jeffree Star, okay? Now, I don't know about you, and I'm talking about this is for any time that I have ever covered Jeffree Star, and there, you know, back in the day when he was interesting to me, I still then would never have wanted to see a Jeffree Star OnlyFans, and that's just me, okay? So anyway, someone said, what about a masterclass on how to start a beauty business from scratch, or a competition show on YouTube, The Next Beauty Entrepreneur, and the winner gets $5,000 or $10,000? Yeah, that's called instant influencer, and it was with James Charles, but good try there. That was nice. Someone said, LMAO, get that coin. Someone said, at this point, it's not about the coin. I think it's a plus, LOL. He's just got to teach others how to do something right. I mean, why is it that hard? I mean, can we just, it's just, you are a CEO of a makeup company. And I mean, to me, it's just like, this is where it's all about on branding for him. But if you go underneath these comments, you guys, these people are not, they're like, why are you doing this? Like, this doesn't make any sense, blah, 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 whatever. So anyway, it's on and on and on it goes. And it's real interesting what people have to say. Okay, so then, Jeffree Star yesterday, he posted this tweet out. Here, I will put it for you up here. And he said, brand new video will be up this Friday. Shane Dawson and I react to finding our makeup collab in Nordstrom Rack. We went on the hunt with cameras, and I answer all of your questions 100%. Well, what's interesting to me is, when have he and Shane Dawson been together? So that will be interesting, first of all, because between when that happened, when he was in LA at the Harry Jowsey podcast, that must have been the day that he and Shane Dawson filmed. That must have been the day that they filmed, right? So this video has been sitting out there, I guess. I don't know. Like, I'm very confused about how all this is going to go down. But, you know, I was kind of thinking about it from like an objective point of view to try to be fair. And I was like, you know, the collab is with Shane Dawson as well. So if Jeffree Star is going to address it, it only does make sense for Shane Dawson to be there as well. That being said, I just think Shane Dawson taking so much time off the internet, Jeffree Star, the Hair by Jay thing, the argument with Trisha Paytas, on and on and on. I mean, Jeffree Star has not been the greatest friend to Shane Dawson through all of that. I mean, he really hasn't helped him out at all, right? That I think, like, all these people are like, Shane Dawson's making all these changes. Shane Dawson's making all these changes. If you go over and you read the Jeffree Star feed. And I'm like, is he? I mean, to go back and do a video with Jeffree Star, like, I thought you left this behind. I thought you left this in LA, right? Like, to be a changed person. Sometimes to be a changed person, you leave toxicity and things behind. I will tell you what was interesting to me was, I posted this picture on Twitter last night, and I will read you some of the comments that I got, like Allie's that said, my TJ Maxx brings all the yaks to the yard. Yakety yak! And don't talk back. Underneath my Twitter and, like, I would say, like, other drama channels that posted it as well and talked about it, the feedback was extremely negative. It was like, why is Shane doing this? Nobody cares. They're not going to be honest about it anyway. They're just going to lie. They're just going to make it a joke. They're going to act like they don't care, which that's exactly what I think they're going to do. I think they're going to play it off like it's a big joke. I think it'll be that kind of video, right? Where in the past, he's acted like so upset about these kinds of things and made fun of other people. Like, this is where people want to rewrite the history of Jeffree Star, right? Jeffree Star has made fun of other people, okay? Kat Von D, you know, he's alluded to other people whose stuff has been sold in these kind of stores before. And so it's like, now that it's him, it's a joke. But it wasn't a joke then, right? It was you were really putting those people down. But people forget that, right? Okay, so let's remember history a little bit here, right? Okay, so what was the tweet? He put the tweet out. I already read the tweet. So then if you go underneath Jeffree Star's tweet, which is right here, and I'll read you some of the comments, it's glowing, okay? People are like, I cannot wait to see this video on Friday, on and on and on. And I really think people are more interested in seeing Shane Dawson than they are in Jeffree Star. But it'll be interesting to see how they put this together. So these are some of the comments that he got underneath this Twitter. I've been impatiently waiting for Shane Dawson to come back on YouTube. He's learned his lessons and has shown so much personal growth. So sad that he's been scared to come back for so long, but I'm so happy to see him again. My question to you would be, where is the evidence that Shane Dawson has learned his lessons and has shown so much personal growth? From one video that he did on a set, to me, I don't know where you witnessed that. I guess I'm confused, okay? But for me, that is evidenced by somebody's consistent behavior over a period of time that somebody has really changed, okay? It's not just they come out one time and say something, that's it. That to me is those apology videos of like, oh, I'm so sorry, blah, blah, blah. And this is where I asked the question 3 to 6 months ago, how much time does Shane Dawson need to take off YouTube? Or is it not a time thing? Is it he needs to come back and show that he's changed? Okay, in reference to this person, I've watched the vlogs. I've watched the sip and all that kind of stuff. Shane Dawson's humor is exactly the same as it was the day that he left YouTube. So I'm not really sure how you can say that there's a lot of personal growth there. He doesn't think that his humor is inappropriate whatsoever, and he's still making the same kind of inappropriate jokes. So to me, I'm not seeing that personal growth. I'm not saying that it's not there. I'm just saying I haven't witnessed the evidence of it yet. Somebody else said, LMAO, excuse me, how can you tell he's learned and grown? So for everybody that comes for me and says this is just, here's somebody underneath here saying it. I honestly am baffled by his whole thread. Y'all people being excited about Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson right now makes me question whether you are all bots or like have lived under a rock for 5 years. Someone said, didn't you shame Kat Von D for her makeup being in TJ Maxx? Oh, how the tides have changed. This is under Jeffree Star's thread. Last night it was a lot more positive than this. Someone said apples and oranges. TJ is not Nordstrom. And I would agree with that. It's a close step up. Okay, and I got a Nordstrom Rack 5 minutes from me. It's a close step up. And I have to tell you, back in the day, Nordstrom Rack was a lot nicer than it is now. And I went in and I did a video of going to Nordstrom Rack and finding Jeffree Star's makeup and Shane Dawson's collab makeup in there. It's not just Shane's. It's Jeffree Star's lipsticks or liquid lipsticks are in there as well, right? And I did a video finding it. If you guys haven't seen it... Well, I don't know if I still have it in there, but I don't think I do because I put it in that video. So, but I went in there and I filmed myself finding the makeup in the store, and I was like, kind of surprised at I hadn't been in Nordstrom Rack for a while, and I was kind of surprised that it's not as higher quality as it used to be, you know? So back in the day, now they outsource all of their stuff from other places, so it's not just stuff that comes from Nordstrom Rack and things like that. But I guess you're right. Maybe. That's crazy. You wouldn't know your products were sold to them? Really interested how that works, the whole business aspect. Oh, this is interesting. Jeffree Star responded and said, I explain everything, and it's very candid. Okay. Someone said, I effing can't wait. Love when you putting everything out in the open. I mean, Jeffree Star is going to tell his truth. Jeffree Star is going to share his side of the story, all right? And remember that this is the makeup that came from Morphe, that Jeffree Star, when they cut ties with Jeffree Star, all right? This is the makeup that came from Morphe. The reason that we know that is because on the website, on the Nordstrom Rack website, it wasn't like this was a mystery and you couldn't find it. Nordstrom Rack on their Instagram, I've done several videos about this, on their Instagram, they put up Jeffree Star, Morphe times Jeffree Star makeup at Nordstrom Rack. They advertised that it was there. It wasn't like this secret thing, like you had to go into the Dollar Tree and look underneath 500 things. It was advertised that it was there, okay? They weren't embarrassed about it. They weren't trying to hide it. It wasn't a secret. It wasn't like Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson needed to go on this huge hunt to go find it. Nordstrom Rack advertised that they were selling it for 50% off, right? Okay, so that's how we know that it's from Morphe. Well, here's the thing. Jeffree Star can get in a video and say whatever he wants to say about this because he knows that Morphe's not going to come out and counter it. When has Morphe ever said, that's not true, they don't have a YouTube channel, they're not going to put out a video and say Jeffree Star's a liar, they're not going to do that. They also know that the Jeffree Star superfans are vicious, right? And they've already got, you know, so they're not going to come out and speak against Jeffree Star. They're just not. And Jeffree Star knows that. So Jeffree Star can get in a video and he can say whatever truth he wants to share, but is it going to be candid? I don't know. You know, I guess we'll have to hear the story. For me, it's really not that deep. Morphe cut ties with you. I mean, it really isn't that deep. And I think there was a lot of comments on my thread about that. It's like, Morphe cut ties with you. They couldn't get rid of your extra. They probably said, we're going to sell this stuff for 3 to 6 months. It was going to expire at some point. So they're like, we got to get rid of this. They sold it to Nordstrom Rack for a very low price, probably. Nordstrom Rack is selling it in their site. What do we need the truth of being candid about that? Just own it. That's not the deal, okay? I think people are missing this. That's not the deal. The deal to me is not about the fact that Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson's makeup is being sold in Nordstrom, okay? Yes, I was kind of surprised by that, but that's not about it to me, right? It's not even really about Shane Dawson to me. Really what it's about is the fact that Jeffree Star has shamed other people for having their makeup sold in discount stores. Listen, I'm a clearance queen. I have no problem with discount stores, okay? But you've shamed people about it in the past. You've made fun of other people's lack of apologies, remember? When he came out against Laura and Manny and Gabriel and all those people and said, imagine not giving an answer to your people. That's what this is about. This is about Jeffree Star's past actions catching up with him. That's solely what this is about. And we don't need to make this into this huge thing about, oh, it's not that big of a deal that Jeffree Star's stuff is sold in a discount store. You're absolutely right, it's not. It's not that big of a deal. It's about the fact that Jeffree Star has come for other people when their makeup was sold. Well, you know, I learned something very valuable early on, okay? Be careful whose shoulders you climb up and when you're on your way up, because they're the same people you're going to see on your way down, right? So now Jeffree Star is coming down and he's boom, 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 boom. He's hitting all these things he said in the past. Why? Because like I've said in my past videos, Jeffree Star is led by ego, arrogance, and pride, okay? And he just never thought in a million years that his stuff would be sold in Nordstrom Rack. Well, guess what? It is, okay? And quite frankly, you probably should get in a video and instead of being so candid, apologize to the people that you've made jokes about in the past because now you're there too, right? Like that to me, y'all want to see some growth in a video? You want me to acknowledge that Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star have made a growth in a video? Get in a video and don't make fun of it. Say we're embarrassed. We were super proud of this collaboration, you know? And our behaviors and our actions got Morphe to cut ties with us, and therefore Morphe sold our products to Nordstrom Rack. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing, and I'm ashamed of the fact that my products, Shane and Jeffree's, based on our actions, past or present at that time, got us out of Morphe and got us into Nordstrom Rack. That, to me, would show me growth. Anything short of that, I'm sorry. If they want to get in a video and make a joke about it, they haven't grown. Y'all can believe they've grown, but this one, I won't have believed they've grown, okay? And you know, when I came out about this palette several years ago, 2 years ago, whenever it came out, 2.5 years ago, you know, somebody recently sent me this, and they said, you should go back and read the comments on your video, okay, about Shane, and it was a cash grab and whatever. And people are always like, why do you care if it's a cash grab? I don't care if it's a cash grab. Hell, I got all kinds of cash grabs, all right? Just own that it's a cash grab. Don't act like you're super excited about makeup and you can't wait to do 50 looks with your palette and you're so excited about this because that's, you know, that's manipulation to me, okay? Don't do that. Come out and say, I'm interested in the makeup industry because it makes so much money and I want to put a palette out and see the whole workings behind it. But don't act like you really give a crap about makeup. No, that's crap. Don't say that. You know, and when I said that in those videos back in the day, oh my God, people were up in arms. I got so many comments from people that were like, oh, I'm unsubscribing. How dare you talk about Shane? Poor Shane. Shane doesn't make any money. Shane, you know, Shane this and Shane that. And, you know, Shane doesn't, he never until this series realized, you know, how much, you know, he should be making on his merch and all this kind of stuff and blah, 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 blah. Shane Dawson hadn't put a video out in 2 years, okay? How y'all think he's living? He's living off of that palette, right? He bought a house in Colorado off that palette. He's able to not work and come up with whatever he wants to do. Horror movies, writing, whatever. He's able to do that because of that, okay? I'm going to say what I have to say. Y'all can timestamp it and date stamp it, okay? September 29th. And 2 years from now, you can come back and you can say, well, there might have been some truth to what Peter Monn had to say. So anyway, if you go underneath here, other people have to say, there are a lot of people on Jeffree Star's that are very excited about it. Oh my God, please tell me this is not a drill. I've been waiting for Shane to make an appearance in a collab video and not just popping up in Ryland's vlogs. You can tell that Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson are real friends. Any of these other fake LA YouTuber MFers would have cut ties and they don't have anybody else except for each other. I mean, that's the truth, you know. Someone said, so like, you aren't mad at him? Okay. People go on and on and on. I did want to read some of the comments that I got on my thread as well, just to let you guys know what people had to say over there. Hold on a second. So I screenshot it and put it up, and I said thoughts. Oh, wait, there's a... Can't wait for October horror, family. Okay. I put thoughts underneath it, and I'm just going to read down some of them. Someone said, LOL. Someone said, I knew they'd wind up getting together at some point, but I didn't think they'd have the audacity to do it so soon. Oh, well, makes no difference to me. I'm not watching it. I'll admit I personally see this as yet another screw you from Shane. I'm not sorry. To us former fans, this is the same person. Like I could give a toss that your feelings have been hurt, and the picture of who you thought I was ripped apart. Ugh, so disheartening and disappointing. And someone said, and now we know why he pulled his harmless video down to gain attention. And that's what it probably really is. Someone said, Shane, oh, this is Sharita. Hey, Sharita! Sharita said, Shane's learned nothing, but also birds of a feather. And let's see, someone said, I don't know, to me it's like half the stuff Shane has done was way before Jeffree, so I think he'll do whatever even without him, but I don't like that he made a video with him, and also no one cares at this point about the makeup. I sure don't. Oh, this is interesting. Let's see what this person says. They said, Peter, I work for Nordstrom Rack. The company is trying to bring in a larger selection of cosmetics for our customers in Rack stores. So exciting, and I'm all for it. There you go. So thank you for sharing that. Someone said, just yikes. This is a bad choice. They both learned nothing. I wonder if Jeffree Star is ever going to mention how he didn't speak up during the period Shane was being canceled. Interesting, right? He just said, oh, we're still close. Probably not. Somebody said to me in the video that I did yesterday, I was reading a comment, and they said, did you notice in Ryland's vlog, Shane made a comment about he didn't know why Jeffree still sent him makeup. Is that true? I'm going to go in and I'm going to watch the vlog today. I will be commenting on that tomorrow if that's true in that video. But if that's true, that's very questionable then why Shane turned around and did this video. Okay, so I don't know. Did y'all catch that? Apparently he said that in his in the video. Okay, someone said, not interested, but I can't wait to hear your takes on it. Oh, thank you. Someone said, my guess is they go parade around the store. Someone said, I will be watching and waiting for your response. Okay. Someone said, Shane isn't going to come out on his own channel until he sees the public's reaction to him collabing with someone else first. He's testing the waters like he had been doing with the Sip and Ryland's main channel. Seeing it, I think they both think it's a big joke. I don't think Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson think there's anything wrong about their humor. I think Shane Dawson, I think it's a mixture of why I think it's a mixture of why Shane hasn't come back yet, okay? I think, yes, he was waiting for a long period of time to go by so that people, like they're doing, would say, he's changed, he's grown. Time does not equal that, okay? Have you ever, like, been friends with somebody and then, like, you have a parting of the ways and then you haven't seen him for 5 or 10 years and then you see him again and you're like, yeah, they haven't changed one bit. Time does not mean that somebody has changed, okay? At all, right? So I think that's number one. I think number two, Shane Dawson is so concerned because he is extremely ate up with the reception of how people perceive him. Okay, that was with the TanaCon. I mean, he lit into me about my criticism of his TanaCon deal that he did where he tried to clean that up. You know, and he is very, very conscious of the criticism that he receives online. Shane Dawson's not going to come back unless what he comes back with isn't going to be highly criticized, is going to be seen as creative genius, and he just isn't there yet. I don't think he's filmed anything. I'm kind of surprised that they're putting this video out. I think it'll be, somebody said, like a FaceTime call or something. It might be like something like that. I don't know. Who knows? We'll see. Him and Shane, that will be ... special. This is how Shane's going to make his comeback with Jeffree to show that he's learned nothing. Got it. So interesting. A lot of the comments are that way. And even on the comments, I mean, last night on Jeffree's Twitter, I don't know what's changed in 24 hours, but the comments on Jeffree Star's Twitter yesterday were really supportive of this. Today, like I read to you, there are some comments on there that are not supportive of it. So anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section below. I will be watching the video and letting you guys know what I think. So anyway, I love you guys and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.